Okay, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this, evening session on Saturday. And today we are going to discuss some very important topic, which was supposed to be taken last week. Last week, what happened was, one of my aunt was, the senior most aunt in my family. Passed away. She was serious when we were scheduling our Saturday session. We got the intimation that she is on the ventilator. Okay, and she was the one who held this entire family together. So we had to rush to the hospital, and unfortunately, next couple of days she passed away. That's what we lost. Saturday and Monday live session. Okay. But now we are live, and thank you very much for understanding. And a lot of people showed the concerns. A lot of people sent the messages. About it, and really humbled because of the support which you guys have shown to me as well as the family. Okay, thank you very much for that. Let's begin our journey for the day. Who are the new members in the session right now? Just type me in the chat box, and we will welcome them warmly and start the session of the day. Yeah, who are the people who are attending this first time? Just type me in the chat box. Okay, Jitendra is there. Who else? Who else is there today? Okay, Talia. All right. Just type me in the chat box. I can read your name. Okay, all the people can just type welcome in the chat. Welcome new members in the community. I'm also typing this. You can also type this as well. Okay. Let's welcome them from the bottom of the heart. Welcome new members. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Anyone else? Like, a lot of people are yet to join, but great to see you guys live. And today we are going to discuss important session, which is about gauge R&R. All right. So before that, let me go to my whiteboard. Super. Is my voice loud and clear? Is my whiteboard visible to you guys? Just give me a confirmation. Just give me yes quickly. Fantastic. Super, super. It is being recorded. So see, whenever our live session is happening and I somehow I forget to start the recording, please let me know about it. Okay. So right now the recording is on, which will be helpful for our future reference. All right. Super. So today's topic, which we are going to discuss, is it's called as a GRR, which is gauge repeatability and reproducibility. Let me explain you this topic. Now, in this DMAC framework, in this entire DMAC framework, define, measure, analyze, improve, and control framework, define phase is where we basically define the project. What is the problem we want to address? What is the problem we want to solve? Okay, that's how the define phase basically talks about. Then comes the measure phase where we collect the data. Now, while collecting the data, there are two types of data we come across. One is the continuous data. Second is the discrete data. Continuous data is something which we can measure, but let me just clarify that. I will come to that point. Continuous data is measured on a continuous scale, and discrete data is count data, or which cannot be measured on a continuous scale. I'll give you examples of that as well. But in the measure phase, what happens is in the data, see, ultimately what we are trying to reduce here is variation. What is that? Variation. Okay. So the total ultimate purpose of this entire DMAC methodology is to reduce the variation, and by reducing the variation, we are reducing the defects basically. Okay. Now this variation can come from various sources. If you remember fishbone analysis, I hope everybody remembers fishbone, correct? Where we have man, method, what else? Machine, material, correct? And then mother nature. And there is something called measurement. So all these are nothing but the sources of variation. So variation can come from man, variation can come from method, variation come from machine, from material, from measurement system and mother nature. So today's topic we are going to discuss about how do you quantify, this is very, very important, how do you quantify the variation coming from measurement system? How would you quantify this? So today's topic, which is gauge R&R, is focused on quantifying variation coming from the measurement system. Are you clear? Just give me yes in the chat box. Understood? So in DMAC framework, we are reducing the variation. There are various sources of variation, out of which today's topic is focusing on measurement variation. Clear? Just give me yes in the chat box. एवरीबडी, सबको क्लियर हो गया ये फंडा बेसिक? जस्ट गिव मी यस. या, वेरी गुड. Can you just type yes so that I can get the confirmation? If anybody does not understand, please ask me multiple times. See, live sessions objective is to clarify your doubts and deepening your understanding of the subject. That's the main objective of the live sessions. Okay, very good. Now, when it comes to measurement, let me give you a classic example of this. Okay, now let's say you are doing you're measuring your weight. Let's take a simple example of a weight. Okay, you are measuring your weight. Let's say you have 4 weighing scales. You have one weighing scale at your residence, one weighing scale at your doctor's place, which is a physician's place, one weighing scale at your office, and one at your gym. Okay. Now, one day you basically weigh yourself, okay, in all these 4 locations: your residence, your doctor, your gym, and your office. Okay. Now, but you may find some variation coming from all the weighing scales. Have you experienced this? Just give me yes in the chat box. Just give me yes in the chat box. Just have you experienced this, that the same person, and you take your weight in multiple locations, but your weight is coming different, correct? Now, is your weight changing that rapidly? If you've taken it, in a very short span of time, your weight cannot, change rapidly like that. But there is a variation in the weighing system. So measurement also can basically produce some variation, and that variation quantification is called as gauge R&R when it comes to continuous data. Okay, now let me just go deeper now. So I have covered in the DMAC framework, we are in the measure phase. We are talking about the variation coming from the measurement system. Now this basically is called as measurement system analysis. You can make a note of this. It is called as MSA, measurement system analysis. Analyzing the variation coming from the measurement systems is called as measurement system analysis. Now there are 2 parts of MSA. One is called as if you have continuous data and if you have discrete data. Okay. Now what is continuous data which can be measured? Example, weight, height, right? Then speed, temperature, pressure, all these pressure, all these are called as continuous data. On the other side, discrete data is count data. Okay, number of people in the room is a discrete data. Number of people, or we can say pass or fail. If I have, yeah, exactly. If I have pass or fail data, then we have go, no go, male, female. All these kinds of data are called as discrete data. Okay, so continuous on the other side, discrete on the other side. Okay. So these are two types of data we'll come across. Now, if you have continuous data, then we are going to use to today's topic, which is gauge R&R. And if you are basically using discrete data, then we are using one method which is calling attribute agreement analysis. Attribute agreement analysis. Okay, so measurement system analysis is a science of quantifying the variation coming from measurement system. There are two parts. If you have continuous data like height, weight, which can be measured on a continuous scale, which can be depicted with decimals. You can depict it by decimals. Okay. On the other side, you have discrete data where it is a count data, is pass, fail, go, no go, etc. Where you are using attribute agreement analysis. Okay. So today's topic, we are going to focus on GRR, which is gauge repeatability and reproducibility. Okay. Now here, globally, there is a body which governs. Basically, this predominantly used in the automotive sector. Okay. So there is a body called AIAG. Okay. AIAG. What is AIAG? AIAG stands for Automotive Industry Action Group. Automotive Industry Action Group. So this body sets all the rules, regulations, norms, standards regarding measurement system analysis. How it has to be conducted, how many people should participate, how many samples to be taken, how many repeated stuff you have to repeat, readings you have to take. All these things are finalized by AIAG, which is Automotive Industry Action Group. Okay. Now, according to AIAG guideline, at least we should collect, meaning if let's say you want to check the measurement of something, okay, let's say weighing scale itself. Imagine you are checking weighing scale. So you have to take 10 different samples, okay, and to check the variation coming from the weighing scale. Okay, the same weighing scale you can use 10 different samples, multiple people, there are at least 3 people you should take, and multiple people should take the reading multiple times. Okay, so what is the guideline saying? At least you should take 10 samples for checking. Okay, at least you should have 10 people, 3 people, not 10. That's my mistake. At least you should have 3 people who are called as appraisers. 3 appraisers. Now, appraiser meaning, let's say quality people. Let's say the people who are checking it. Okay. And every person will check it 3 times. So you can say 3 trials. Example, I'll give you example of this. Imagine, let's say this is a pen. This is a pen. And we want to check the variation coming while checking the diameter of the pen. Okay, so we will be using some vernier caliper or screw gauge like that. So what we'll do, we'll take 10 samples, meaning 10 pens like this. 3 appraisers, meaning 3 quality people who are working in the process. Those will be there. And every person will check one pen 3 times. In randomly multiple, 3 times randomly, which is not in sequence. Okay. So let's say today he has done, one reading, then maybe he will do the reading tomorrow, then maybe day after, etc. And he would never know what is the number of the pen, etc. Which this pen is. So he will randomly given this pen and he will measure and he will read, he will write the reading. Okay. So 10 samples into 3 appraisals into 3 trials becomes 90. So minimum data requirement we have is 90 data points. Are you clear, everybody? So the same, the 10 pens will be taken. 3 people will just with the same equipment, they will measure it 3 times. Okay, and they will take the reading. So 10 into 3 into 3 becomes the total 90 readings. Then we'll put that reading in the software called Minitab, and Minitab will give us some readings. And from that reading, we will check whether this variation is in acceptable range or exceeding the acceptable range. Are you clear with this distinction, MSA If you have continuous data, we go to gauge R&R. If you have discrete data, we'll go for, appraisers, meaning the people. Yes, exactly. If you have discrete, then we go for AAA, attribute agreement analysis. Okay. And AIAG is a global body which governs the standards, norms. Okay. Of this, according to AIAG, we should take 10 samples, 3 appraisals, and every person will take 3 readings for 1 sample. Okay. So if you multiply this, 10 into 3 into 3 becomes 90. So we take the 90 data points and then we basically, do the analysis of it. Okay. So what we'll do, if you have Minitab right now with you, you can just open Minitab. Okay. Minitab का कोई भी फाइल आप ओपन करो. Meanwhile, मैं एक आपको फाइल देता हूं. You can just use that file if you wish, or you can open any blank Minitab worksheet. All right. This is one file I'm giving in the chat right now. Okay. Chat में जो फाइल दे रहा हूं मैं, एक ही फाइल है. I've just given it twice. Can you just open that file quickly? Yeah. Once you open the file, let me know. Now, you can open the file which has been given, or you can open any fresh file. Just give me done in the chat box so that I can understand that you have opened the file. So this is the file looks like if you open my file, but if you don't have that, you can open any blank file. Now we are going to create the worksheet to collect the data. Okay, according to AIAG guideline, how you can, how that worksheet needs to be prepared first. Okay, before we collect the data, that worksheet requires to be prepared. Okay, so that is something which I'm going to explain. Then I will touch upon certain theory. Then we'll go for the practical analysis of it. Done, everybody? If you have laptop with Minitab right now, please open that. And once opened, just let me know. Done. Otherwise, if you don't have, if you're traveling, then just observe what we are doing. Just give me confirmation. I'm waiting for your confirmation. Yeah. So as of now, just ignore the data right now. We are going to create a worksheet, a new worksheet. Okay. So how we'll do that? We'll go to stat. Yeah, I'm just waiting. Once you are done, let me know. Okay. Meanwhile, the people who have opened the file, please go to stat quality tools, gauge study, create the gauge R&R study worksheet. ज्योति जी आपका होने के बाद just let me know. Done. Stat quality tools, gauge study, create gauge R&R study worksheet. So now we are learning to create the study worksheet first. Once that is done, then we will go for analysis. Possible to stay steps once again? The same step, no? Can you see here? You can take a screenshot if you wish. Just take a screenshot. Stat. Okay, here. Go to stat, quality tools. Then go to gauge study. See the flow. Gauge study and create R&R worksheet. Just see the flow. I've just highlighted the flow. Yeah, just follow this flow. Go to stat, quality tools, gauge study, create Gauge R&R study worksheet. We are creating a worksheet to collect the data. And once we collect the data, then we will analyze the data. Stat quality tools, gauge study, create gauge R&R worksheet. Done. Click on that. You will come to this. Everybody with me? So you remember I spoke about the three parts here. One part is 10 samples, correct? 10 samples into 3 appraisals into 3 trials. All right. This was which was told, right? So here number of parts are nothing but number of samples. Here there are 10. Make sure it is 10 written over here. If no, you can just increase or decrease the number of size by clicking these buttons, okay? Upward and downward arrows, okay? You can do that. Number of operators, here you can see operators are nothing but the appraisals, okay? So samples are 10, number of appraisals are 3 and 3 trials. Now trials, where will we see the trial? Here. Number of replicates, meaning the number of trials, guys. Number of replicates meaning. So here you can see 2. So instead of 2, we need 3. Okay. So we will click on this upward arrow. So it will become 3. So then you have 10 samples, 3 operators or appraisals and 3 trials. Everybody with me? So, what is that? Okay. Just click on now. I got it. I got where you are stuck. Just click on here. यहाँ पे click करिए. Okay, आप यहाँ पे हो. See, you are here somewhere. Okay. So you need to click here. Or you can just press Control Alt D. Control Alt D. Or you can, from there also you can go to stat. It's not like that. आप वहां से भी जा सकते हो. You can, yeah, you can directly from there also you can go stat, quality tools, case study, and create worksheet. So you can go from there as well. Okay, and click on that. So this will come. Now 10 parts are there. We need not to change it. Number of operators 3. We need not to change it. But now we need to give the name of the operator. Okay. So I am giving, let's say Sanjay, Vijay, and Ajay. I'm just giving very common names. You can give your own names. Okay. Sanjay, Vijay, Ajay. These are the 3 people, the 3 operators. Okay. And here, instead of 2 replicates, I'm just increasing it to 3 replicates. Clear? Everybody with me? Now, part names को देने की जरूरत नहीं है. If you want to give, you can give. Then go to option. Right now, just to understand this, click on do not randomize. If you remember, you have to take 3 trials with a randomized patterns. So you will never know that which pane is what number pane, okay? Or whatever sample, which sample is which number sample. So that person, the operator, should never come to know. Otherwise, it will be some bias which will come in. Okay. So to avoid that, we have to randomize. Actually, we have to randomize. But just to explain you this concept, as of now, just click on do not randomize. Just click on do not randomize, everybody. So that we will get a plain worksheet, okay? Do not randomize, click on OK and click on OK. And there you would get a worksheet getting created. Everybody got this kind of a worksheet? Just give me yes in the chat box. Everybody got it? Just type yes. So once you put 10, 3 and 3 here, then you put Sanjay, Vijay, Ajay, go to option and just put do not randomize, click on OK and click on OK and you will get the worksheet done. Just give me yes in the chat box if you all got the same thing. You would have given a different name, that's okay. Clear? Everybody clear here? If you are behind me, just please let me know. I will stop. I will repeat again. Okay? See, it requires. हाँ, I will explain you. महेश जी, I will explain you. मैं आपको randomize करके भी दिखाता हूँ और अभी फिलहाल without randomize भी देखते हैं. ठीक है? Now understand this. Now, if you remember, we have 10 parts, right? So now here, understand this. The first part, let's forget C1 column. As of now, just forget C1 column. Okay. The first part, let's say there are 10 pens like this. So if I take the first pen, give it to Sanjay, and Sanjay will measure the diameter of the pen. So Sanjay measures it. So I'm writing here diameter. Okay. So Sanjay measures is 10.1. Then it is given to Vijay. The same pen is given to Vijay. Vijay measures diameter 10.1. It is given to Ajay. Ajay measures is 10.0. The same pen given to all the three members. Okay. Now coming to the second part, which is the second pen. Now the second pen will be given to Sanjay. It is completely different pen. Huh? Sanjay will measure 10.2. Vijay will measure 10.2. Ajay also will measure 10.2. The second pen is 10.2. First pen was 10.1, 10.1. Ajay measured 10.0. Okay. Then comes the third pen. So this way, all the 10 pens will be given to the people, what you can say, one time. So if you see the first 30 parts here, if you observe, where we have covered all the 10 pens and everybody has measured it at least once. Now comes the second round. Now again, we will do the same thing because we have to take 3 replicates, 3 trials, right? So again, the first pen will be given to Sanjay, then to Vijay, then to Ajay, then again the second. So similarly, we will continue this up to 60th row. And then comes the third round. Then again, the same pen will be given to Sanjay, Vijay, Ajay, Sanjay, Vijay, Ajay, Sanjay, Vijay, Ajay, etc. So total, we have 90 number of data points. Everybody with me, if you remember, 10 into 10 into 3, 10 into 3 into 3, 90. So this is how we have completed it. Okay, so here in the diameter column, they will take the reading and you have to, put the data in this diameter column. This is how you will create the worksheet and you can basically collect the data. Are you clear with this? Just type yes in the chat box. Yes, समझ में है, simple. I'm just practically explaining you how this has to be done. Clear? Everybody just give me yes in the chat box. Now I'm explaining you how the randomization pattern will work. Okay. Now you can also do along with me. Just press Control E. Control E. E for England. Okay. Just press Control plus E. Okay. Let me press as well. So once you press Control E, you will come to the dialog box like this. Okay. Now go to option once again. Now we will randomize the runs. Okay. So what we'll do, we will do randomize the runs. So we'll do randomize all the runs. Just click on randomize all the runs and click on OK and click on OK. Now come back to the data. Now, if you observe this, the before randomization, it was the first part given to the operator. Now, look at this. Just forget about column number 1. Forget about it. The first is the 10th part is given to Ajay. Now it is completely randomized. Ajay does not know what is the number of sample that is. Okay. Now Ajay has to measure it randomly. Okay, so Ajay will measure, let's say 10.2. Then the fourth part is given to Vijay again. The number of parts also randomized, the operators also are randomized. So understand this. So this is how, so fourth part is given to Vijay. Let's say it is measured 10.5. Then the third part is given to Vijay, 10.0. So this is how a complete randomized pattern, just to avoid the bias, is conducted. This is called randomization. Are you clear? Just give me a second. So without randomization and randomization, total number of samples will be 90 only. Clear? So that 90 data points you have to feed in the software. So software can give you randomized pattern, and this is what. Now, what is run order? The run order meaning the order which you should follow while conducting an experiment. Okay, so this is the order. The first run order should be part number 10, give it to Ajay, collect the reading. Run order number 2. So second order will be part number 4, give it to Vijay, take the reading. Third run order meaning part number 3, give it to Vijay, etc. So just follow this run order. So we have to, while conducting an experiment, follow this run order. Clear hai? That is why I just kept it aside. So this is the order in which we will follow the experiment. And these are the randomized parts we have to basically follow. And then these are the, what you can say, operators we have to follow. And the total readings in the C4 column we have to take. Clear, everybody? Just give me yes in the chat box. Clear hai? Now you can open the file which has been given to you, which I am sharing it once again. Now you open the file, and now we are going to do the analysis. Once you collect the entire 90 data points, how do you analyze it? What you should observe? How you should pass the scale? Okay, so just open that. Once you open that, you will find this data. Vijay, Yogesh, and Manish. Instead of Ajay, Vijay, and Sanjay, they have Vijay, Yogesh, and Manish. These are the three operators, and they have some size they have measured. You got this? This file, sample, operator, and size in mm. Just give me yes in the chat box if you got it. Just double click on that. Just double click on that and press here. Press in the worksheet folder. Okay. Just double click on the file which I have given. We'll wait. Sometimes it takes time. Okay. Once it opens, just click on, if this worksheet is not shown, just click on this Control Alt D, which is show the worksheet folder. Or you can just see my arrow. Just click on that. This would come. So try to understand this. These are the samples in the column number 1, operators, and sizes. Now they also have not randomized it for our data, but while conducting an experiment, while conducting this study, you have to randomize the data because otherwise it will get biased. Okay. So the data captured is unbiased right now for, not randomized right now, but while conducting, you must follow the randomized pattern. Okay. Opened, everybody, just give me yes in the chat box. Meanwhile, let me explain you two concepts. You know, when we say GRR, G stands for gauge, repeatability, and reproducibility. This is a full form of gauge, GRR. Okay, gauge, repeatability, and reproducibility. Okay. Now, what is repeatability? Let's try to understand this. So the first R stands for repeatability. Now, what is repeatability? Repeatability meaning, let me explain it with a simple concept. The same sample with the same equipment, the measuring, when I say equipment, I mean a measuring equipment. It can be a weighing scale, it can be a, what can you say, there was the vernier caliper or a screw gauge or a thermometer, whatever it is. Same gauge and the same person. Example, let's say Vijay is the person, okay? So Vijay is given this, the sample number 1 with the same vernier caliper. Vijay, if the same sample, the same sample number 1 is given to him multiple times, and if he is giving the reading the same all the 3 times, that is called as repeatability. Ability to repeat the readings. It's called a repeatability. Are you clear with this? Just give me yes in the chat box. Ability to repeat the, so it is about the same person. Ability to repeat the same reading again and again with the same equipment, with the same sample is called repeatability. Now comes the reproducibility. Reproducibility. What is reproducibility? Reproducibility meaning the same sample will be given with the same equipment. So equipment need not to be changed. Okay, the same weighing scale you're using, the same weighing scale you have to use continuously. Okay, but with a different person this time. Different person. Now Vijay has measured it. Now you will give it to Yogesh. Now you will give it to Manish. If all the 3 are giving the same reading, that is ability to reproduce. Again, repeatability is the same person repeating the reading again and again. Reproducibility is different people reproducing the same result again and again. Clear, everybody? Reproducibility is with the different people, repeatability with the same people. Understand this? Same person. Clear? Just give me yes in the chat box. ये फंडा clear है? Now, how do you remember this? I always give a memory hack to remember this. Okay. See, we are human beings. We are not like amoeba. Okay. Amoeba can reproduce without a second amoeba. Correct? Yes. Understand? Remember this. From the same body of amoeba, multiple amoebas can form. But for human being, we have to have one male and a female to reproduce a different human being. Are you understanding? So reproducibility for human require 2 people, right? Different people. So remember this. So reproducibility, 2 people, repeatability, the same person. Okay? Clear? Nice mind hack. So you can remember this. Reproducibility meaning different people. Okay? Repeatability meaning the same person. Clear, everybody? Repeatability, reproducibility clear hai? Just give me yes in the chat box. Funda clear hai? Yes? Very good, very good. Now, repeatability basically is considered as equipment variation, which is also called as EV. EV meaning equipment variation. What they assume that because the same person is taking the reading, so whatever variation is coming is because of the equipment. Okay. And in reproducibility, it is called as appraiser's variation or AV. So what they presume that whatever variation is coming there is because of different people, different appraiser. People meaning appraiser or operators. Okay. That's what it's called as AV, appraiser's variation. So EV and AV. Are you clear here? Just give me yes in the chat box. So repeatability, reproducibility, it is also called as EV and AV in GRR's terminology. Just for our understanding, I'll make it very simple. Done? Yahan tak everybody with me? Just give me yes in the chat box. Funda clear? Let's go to the analysis part of it. Okay. Now we will go to analysis of it. Once we collect the data, now we will analyze it. Okay, you can just make a note or take a screenshot if you wish. Okay, इसका screenshot ले लीजिए if you require. Repeatability, reproducibility, EV and AV. Okay, now coming back to the data. Sorry, analysis. Okay, so go to stat, quality tools, gauge study, the same procedure, but instead of create worksheet, we have to now analyze the worksheet. Okay, so here there are three options given: crossed, nested, and expanded. Okay, let's go to crossed. I'll explain you what is crossed, nested, and expanded. Just go to crossed. Everybody follow this? Stat, quality tools, gauge study, gauge R&R study, crossed. Okay. Done. Crossed. Click karo crossed पे. Now here in the part number, select sample. Just click here. Double click on sample. Operator पे operator select karo and measurement data. Select size in mm. Everybody with me? Now, method of analysis, there are two options given, ANOVA and X bar and R. Okay. So as of now, I am selecting X bar R. Now, before we click on OK, just go to option. Just go to option. And here, you need to give the tolerance, the process tolerance you have to give. Okay. Now, you can give the process tolerance at 1. You know, what you can do is, I repeat again, I click on option, and here, if it is like this, enter at least one specification limit. Instead, I just click on upper specification minus lower specification, and here I just put 1. What is 1? Let's try to understand it, just for our simple understanding. If you see the data, 2.5, 2.6, 2.3, etc. So imagine, just for our understanding, X bar is around 2.5. Okay, if I draw like this, just if I draw like this, the data like this, so X bar is at, let's say 2.5. So what we are saying here is the specification limit, lower specification limit and upper specification limit. So lower specification limit is 2.0 and upper specification is 3.0. So the total distance between upper and lower is 1.0. And that's what we have put, upper spec minus lower spec is equal to 1. Or if you click here, you can stay 2.0 here and upper spec 3.0 here. This is also okay. Clear, everybody? Just give me yes in the chat box. So we are just giving lower specification, upper specification to the software. Just the reference points to the software. Clear? Just give me yes in the chat box. Okay. Now let's click on OK and click on OK. Now this graph will come. Everybody got this graph? Just give me yes in the chat box. Yes, everybody just give me yes. If you click on OK, you will get this graph. Sabko mila hai? Anybody behind, please let me know. Now, just try to understand this, okay? Let's come to this components of variation. Now, observe this. There is something called part-to-part variation and then gauge R&R. What is this? Try to understand this. If a total variation is plotted, what they are assuming that, how much is contributed because of measurement system. I'm just writing M meaning measurement system. And this is the total variation. This variation is the total variation. So the total variation, what is total? Again, let me go back again to the fishbone analysis. Man, method, material, mother nature, machine, all these are other contributors. Okay. So here, this GRR is contributed because of the measurement contribution. And these are rest of the contributor, which is called part-to-part variation. Part-to-part variation is a variation caused by all the other reasons, all the other factors, which is coming actually, part to part. And this is because of the measurement system variation. You go back to the, go back to the data. You go back to the example I have given. Your own weight done on various 4 locations. Okay, so whatever variation is coming, your weight is constant, but because of the variation coming from the weighing scales, that is called as a measurement variation. Are you clear with this? Just give me yes in the chat box. So part to part is the actual variation coming because of the rest of the factors, and gauge R&R is the variation coming from the measurement system only. Are you clear with this? Just type yes in the chat box. Clear? And what is expected here is GRR should be the less. The graph of GRR should be less. And the part-to-part variation should be always be high. Then your system is a good system of measurement. Are you clear? If we would have, let's say, GRR like this, okay, very tall skyscrapers like this, and part to part would be like this, a small skyscrapers, then this is a bad measurement system. It is showing the measurement variation is higher than the other variations. Are you clear with this? Just give me yes in the chat box. So gauge R&R is the measurement variation. So what? This is a bad system where the gauge R&R graphs are very high and part to part are very short graphs. Are you clear with this? Just type yes in the chat box. Yes, समझ में आया first graph. So the expected one is GRR should always be less and part to part should always be high. Just give me yes in the chat box. So part to part meaning, let's say for example, okay, for example, there are 10 pens, okay? These are the diameters of the 10 pens I have to basically check. Okay. Now, every pen would have a small variation. Understand this? Huh? Every pen would have a small variation in the diameter. Yes or no, everybody? Just give me yes or no in the chat box. Every pen would have naturally, there is, because variation is a nature of nature. So every pen would have a small variation in diameter, correct? So this actual variation is called as part-to-part variation. This is an actual variation. Okay. Now there is a second type of variation which is induced because of the measurement system, because of the error made by the person or some equipment error, that is called as gauge R&R. How many of you got it? Just type yes in the chat box. See, in the pen, naturally there would be a variation. All the 10 pens will never have the same diameter. Yes or no? Correct? So that is actual variation is called part to part, and the variation, so this is very nice way of segregating what is actual natural process variation and what is measurement variation induced. And that is called GRR. Clear? Everybody clear with this? Just give me yes in the chat box. So for you, the idealistic scenario is see the part-to-part variation should be very high and gauge R&R should be very low. That's point number one. Now coming back to these are the control charts, which is called X bar and R control chart, right? Now, how many of you know X bar R control chart? Just give me yes in the chat box. How many of you know X bar R control chart? Just give me yes in the chat box. Just give me yes. Yes, I know X bar R control chart. Yeah, if you know, okay, in our green belt curriculum, this is covered. Of course, the new people may not be aware of this, but there is something called control chart which we use. Okay, so in the control chart, what we do is there is a center line of X bar, which is the average line, and there are control limits. Okay, which is upper control limit and a lower control limit. Okay, and the process flows within these limits. If the process flows within this limit, it's called as a stable process. Okay. If it goes beyond the limit, then it is unstable process. This is a common practice of the control chart, okay, which is the part of statistical process control. Now, here, this part is a little different. Okay. What is expected here is, as far as the this X bar chart is concerned, okay. Here, what is this R chart? This R chart by operator is nothing but the same thing you have to observe. Any data which is going beyond the control limit. If you can see this data of Vijay, okay, which is the sample number 9, this data is going, the R meaning the range, guys, range. What is range? What is range? See, I'm just making it very simple, but I'm just explaining you a little detailed as well. Both I'm balancing the act, okay? What is range? Now, for every sample, now answer this question. Every sample, let's say, Vijay has taken how many readings? Type in the chat box. Every sample, every pen, Vijay has reading how many readings? Type in the chat box. How many number of readings Vijay has taken? How many replications Vijay has done? Vijay, only Vijay, for one sample, for one pen, how many repeat readings he has done? Type that in the chat box. Everybody type in the chat box. 3, exactly 3. Okay, if you consider all the 10 pens, yes, you are right, it is 30. But for single pen, now, what is range? What is the highest reading in that 3 readings? And what is the lowest reading in that 3 readings? Are you clear? And that is called the range. So here, Manish, let's take a look at Manish. So for the first sample, what is the highest and the lowest reading Manish has taken? Ideally, it should be 0. Clear? Because ideally, we are expecting all the readings to be same. So highest and lowest should be 0. So wherever you have 0, you have done a fantastic job. That is called repeatability, right? But if there is some variation, that is something we need to check here in this R chart. So here, if you observe here, this is the only data point we need to investigate for pen number 9. Okay, or sample number 9. Vijay, the range has crossed very high above the upper control limit. So this is the investigation point. Okay. Now coming to the X bar chart. Okay. In this chart, now this is something interesting. Okay, just for your understanding, I'm not explaining much detail. Now there are 3 lines which I always say: X bar, upper control limit, and lower control limit. Okay. Here, what we are seeing that majority of the data points we are here है विजय का नाम है ना यहाँ पे देखिए विजय सी ये पार्ट है मनीष का ये पार्ट है विजय का और ये पार्ट है योगेश का करेक्ट तो तीनों का अलग अलग ग्राफ दिया है सो दिस इज कमिंग अंडर विजय राइट हियर हाँ नाउ कमिंग बैक टू दिस एक्स बार चार्ट ओके this X bar chart mein, what we need to check here is majority of the data points should be above and below the control limits. Can you see here? Majority of the data points are above and below the control limits, and very less number of data points are basically within the control limit band. Are you observing this? Just type yes in the chat box. This one I'm talking about. And this is the desired situation. Are you clear? Just give me yes in the chat box. So less number of data points within the control limits, more number of data points above and below the control limits. Are you clear with this? Just give me yes. Clear hai ye? Are you clear with this? Just give me yes. I'm talking about the X bar chart of the operator. Clear? Yes or no? Either you are clear, either you are not. Just put yes or no in the chat box. I'll repeat. Very good. So here, are you observing this? See, this is because the, because this is the, what you can say, it is overlapping text, you are not able to figure out. But the text says upper control limit UCL, in the center it is X bar line, and then it is LCL, lower control limit. Okay. Now, what happens here is, what is X bar? Remember, Vijay has 3 readings. Vijay has all, 3 readings in the range we have understood at highest minus lowest. If we take the average of all the 3 readings, that is called as X bar. Okay. So here the first line is, let's say Manish. For the first sample, whatever 3 readings Manish has taken, this is the average of this thing. That is called X bar. X bar is average. X bar ka matlab hai average. Mean. Okay. So average of Manish's 3 readings is this data point. Average of Manish's second reading is this. Third reading is this. Fourth reading is this. Fifth reading is this, etc. And they have plotted all the 10 samples for Manish. Then 10 samples for Vijay, 10 samples for Yogesh. What we have to observe here is majority of the data points should be above and below the control limit, which in this case you are observing that. Okay. Only few data points. Like for example, let me just see this data point, and this data point. Okay. These are few, or I think this as well. These are 3-4 data points are within the band. Okay. Out of all the 30 data points which are plotted, only 3 data points are within the band, which is a desired situation. If you have part-to-part variation less and gauge, now listen to me very carefully. If you have gauge R&R process like this, very high, and part-to-part very low like this, okay, then you would have a process where lot of data points would be within the control limits and less data points will be outside of the control limits. Are you clear with this? If this would have been like this, majority of the data points will be within the control limits and some few number of data points will be outside of the control limits. Are you clear? Just give me yes in the chat box. थोड़ा difficult है, but एक बार समझ लीजिए. Okay. I'm just explaining you the graph quickly. We will go to the main part, which is pending. Clear hai ye? See, what we need to see is within these 3 lines, na, red two red lines. Okay, 2 red lines. Okay, within these 2 red lines, we should have less number of data points and more number of data points should be outside of the 2 lines. That is what we need to remember. Clear? Just give me yes in the chat box. So this is a desired situation. Okay. Clear है? हाँ, Dahlia, as of now, just forget it. इतना समझ लीजिए कि just within that band of control limits, we should have minimum number of data points. इतना आपको समझना है. Clear? Just give me yes. Everybody, yes. Just give me yes in the chat box so that I can go to the main part of it. Okay. If the data points are between the band, is it good for this particular variation? It is not. It is not. Okay. Ha. Okay, now see, for this gauge R&R, the upper control and the lower control limits are basically calculated a little differently. Okay, so as of now, is इतना ही याद रखिएगा, उसमें डिटेल में जाएंगे तो we will get deviated right now. Okay, now just open, let's go to the sessions folder. Where is sessions folder? You can click here, okay, which is nothing but okay. You can click here, which is Control Alt M, which is sessions folder. यहाँ पे आप click करिए, or you can press Control Alt M and just scroll it up. You will find this study result. A lot of statistical data is there. But I don't want to confuse you with this. Everybody with me? Yes? This one. I'm talking about this one. Just click on this icon. Okay? This is the icon of sessions window where all the statistical analysis is done. Clear hai? Okay, done. Everybody got this? सबने open किया है ये? Now here, what we need to understand is, out of total variation, part-to-part variation is contributing 97.64, and gauge R&R, which is measurement system, is contributing 2.36. If it is less than 10, it is the best system. Okay. If it is between 10 to 30, it is still acceptable under, under few improvement, etc. We can still accept it, but if it is less than 10, it is the best system. So as of now, it is 2.36. So we are going for perfect. Okay. Then you can see here percentage tolerance. What is percentage tolerance? This is against the tolerance which we have given. If you remember, we have given tolerance 1 in the option column. Upper specification, lower specification equal to 1. We have given. Against that, it is contributing 8.41, which is again, if it is less than 10, it is the best system. Again, between 10 to 30, it is acceptable. Above 30, if it is above 30, then reject it. Same goes with this. It is above 30, then reject it. Okay. And the third part is nothing but this. It is called NDC, number of distinct categories 9. So your NDC, number of distinct categories, should be at least equal to or greater than 9, greater than 5. Now, what is NDC? Just for our understanding, if we are measuring only two characteristics, if you have a scale and that scale measures only low and high, okay, so NDC, meaning NDC will become 2. Number of distinct categories are 2. If you have a scale where we're having low, medium and high, then your NDC becomes 3. Number of distinct categories are 3. If you have a scale where maybe you can say very low, medium, high, and very high. Now you have number of distinct categories 5. So you can measure, with the 5 distinct categories here. So actually, if it is equal to or greater than 5, then your NDC is acceptable. Below 5, then you can change the scale. Okay. So these are the 3 major categories: percentage contribution, percentage tolerance, and NDC. If the scale passes, then you can accept the gauge R&R and you can collect the data from the system, and that data you can use it for your data analysis. If this is failed, then you have to first recalibrate your equipments. You have to give the training to the people once again. You have to check what are the reasons why the variation is coming. You have to brainstorm it, make the corrective preventive actions, and conduct the gauge R&R study again, and make it at least, below 30. Okay, with percentage contribution, percentage tolerance, at least make it below 30, and then you can collect the data from that system. Are you clear with this? Just give me yes in the chat box. Yeah, only the first GRR wala. See, if you remember, we are doing a gauge R&R study, correct? So the first line item is for the gauge R&R. And the next line item is repeatability, reproducibility. So repeatability and reproducibility becomes the gauge R&R. Okay. And the next one is the part-to-part variation, which is the actual, actual variation from that sample to sample. Okay. So actually, we are interested in the gauge R&R. We are quantifying the GRR percentage. That's why we are just focusing on the line item number 1, which is the GRR number. Clear? Clear, everybody? Just give me a yes in the chat box. Initially, it seems a little tough to understand, but again, if you have a continuous data, then you can do the gauge R&R study. Generally, automotive sector, manufacturing sector, they has this kind of a system. If you have, if you have a service sector company, then generally we use attribute agreement analysis. And to study that further, we have taken the live session in masterclass archive. You can check the recording of that. All the new people, just make a note of this. You in your LMS system, I hope everybody has got the login ID password of LMS system. In LMS system, there is a folder called Masterclass Archive. You will find course 1 green belt, course 2 black belt, course 3 master black belt. Along with that, there is a masterclass archive. There is hackathon folders, green belt, hackathon folder, black belt, and there are other bonus courses. Okay. Here, you have to go to masterclass archive. If you miss any live session, go to masterclass archive and check the recording. Okay. You have to click on masterclass archive, scroll it down at the bottom. The bottommost session is the latest session. Okay. So there you can find a session on attribute agreement analysis. If you are from a service sector person, just check out the recording of attribute agreement analysis, which we have conducted. I think last live session was attribute agreement analysis. Okay. Yes. And all the new members must, save this number. This is a WhatsApp number. Please save this number as the mentor's number. Okay. So this is the mentor's WhatsApp number. This is only for the WhatsApp and not for calling. Okay. If you have any kind of challenge, if you are stuck somewhere, you are not able to understand the concept, just send a WhatsApp message. Just send a screenshot or a voice note. Okay. Why not calling? Because this is a common number for all the mentors we have. And we are also, see, we can use it for calling, but with prior appointment. Do not randomly call. That's what my point is, dear. If you want to speak, let's say you have more concern. Let's say you're studying something and let's say you have 10 doubts. Okay. So you set up a call and then you can, speak with the mentor. Okay. Randomly call क्यों because then we are also in the training, coaching, consulting. So we cannot immediately answer the call. And with thousands of students we have, see, if we provide one facility for one student, it is applicable for all thousands of the students. Okay. Imagine all 1,000 people calling, randomly will be difficult to manage, right? So with the prior, appointment, mutual appointment, we can definitely connect over the call as well. Okay. Clear? Thank you very much for joining in. Any question you have, you can just put it in the chat. We will connect again on Monday with a new topic. Okay. Recorded video in auto. How can I play all recorded videos in auto? It will be actually challenging to run all the record because they're all heavy files. Okay. Let's say, for example, this live session. This live session will be this is a part of green belt. In fact, both We have covered both basics and advanced. Both we have covered today. So it's a part of green as well as black. Okay. Jyoti ji, as far as your point is concerned, recorded videos in auto mode. I'm not sure for the course content. It might be possible, but not definitely recommended for the masterclass archive. Okay, because anyway, masterclass archive files are 1 hour, 1.5 hours, sometimes 2 hours sessions are there. So it generally takes a lot of time. Okay? So consuming one part at a time will be recommended. Okay. Super. So I think so tomorrow we have the yellow belt session. If you want to refer any of your colleague, friend, family member and get a referral bonus out of it, you can do that. We are going to share the link for the tomorrow's session shortly on your WhatsApp number as well. So you can forward it to your friends, family members. Okay. Thank you very much for joining in. And Mr. See, Masterclass Archive Maheshji may not be in sequence. Okay. See, because what happens is um, we also do not join this entire journey in sequence, correct? Some people join today, some people join 1 week ago, some people join 2 months ago. So everybody's randomly joined. So masterclass, what we do is generally Saturdays we cover a little advanced topic. That's why I went a little deeper today in explaining the analysis part of it as well. Okay. In the Monday session, we cover generally green belt stuff. So green belt is the Monday topic generally, and black belt topic would be in the, so that way you can bifurcate. Saturday's topic will be a little advanced topic, and Monday topic will be a little, because on Monday a lot of new people would be joining in. Okay, a lot of new entrants from the Sunday session would be, so the green belt topic will be covered on in the Monday session, and Saturday will be a little advanced topic. Okay. Submitted green belt exam 5 days ago, waiting for the result. Yeah. So 5 to 6 days you will, so tomorrow, day after, you should receive it. Okay. So whatever query you have, no, Dalia, you can also check in the in your spam folder. Okay. All the people check your spam folder. First inbox. Make a note of this inbox, spam or promotion. All right. And email would come from info@odvco.com. Okay, this is the email. यहां से आपको ईमेल आएगा, चेक योर इनबॉक्स, आपको नहीं मिला है तो आपके हमारे जो मेंटर का नंबर है उस पर आप व्हाट्सएप कर लीजिए कि आई चेक इनबॉक्स स्पैम एंड प्रमोशन फोल्डर, email from info@odvco.com. If not received, send a message and we will do the needful. Okay. हम लोग फिर से वो भेज देंगे. Sometimes email में कुछ गड़बड़ होती है, email ID is not properly written. So see, it is automated process. Okay. So yeah. So just check out. If no, then just send a message and we will do the needful for that. Okay. Generally, we give 6 days time, turnaround time 6 days time. So we should receive it. Okay. Thank you very much for joining in. We will connect with a new topic on Monday with the same enthusiasm. Till the time, keep learning, keep growing. This is Dinesh Patil.